Okay, we're recording to the computer, and now we will turn on our Facebook feed, which should be coming up any moment now. And I think we're going on Facebook as well. Hello, everybody. It's Monday. It's Alex. God, I'm awake and ready to go here. Let's see here. We should be up any moment. Let me just make sure it's working. There we go. It is working. Okay. There we go. All right, let me go back here. Something went wrong. I don't care. Just always bothered by the way the technology works. I do this thing over Facebook, but now they're telling me, oh, we're not going to let you do Facebook any longer or save stuff to Facebook any longer. And they go on stuff like that. So anyway, hello. I'm not going to tell you my problems. Hello, everybody. How are you? Well, we got a whole bunch of people who want to talk, so let's get to them before they all gang up on me and hate me. Okay. Let's see. Charlie Wallace is here. Marjorie is here. There's Charlene Solis. There is Paul Levin. There's Andrew Deutsch. There's Len LaFrisco. Marjorie, where are you? Marjorie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm in the bedroom. You can't hear me?
I can't see you.
What do I push?
Camera.
Oh, I thought I did.
There you are now. There you go. There she is. We have, and then we also have, of course, the lovely and attractive birthday boy, Edward Berger.
That's right.
Your
Happy
birthday was when?
birthday.
It was Friday.
It was Friday.
Oh, well, happy post birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you return the bouncy house yet?
The what say?
Did you return the bouncy house yet?
Yeah, we did that. Yeah.
I never had a bouncy house at any birthday party I ever had. In fact, I don't think they had bouncy houses then.
No.
I think there were bouncy cottages or something. I don't know. But anyway, how you all doing? I guess this is it for today, huh? Or maybe we'll see as time goes on. Yeah, usually we get, you got about this at the very beginning. I've been arguing with Marjorie about something, and maybe you'd all like to chime in on it. Do you know what I'm going to bring up, Marjorie? She goes on to, what is your thing where you scroll through? I use TikTok. You use the other one. Instagram. And she goes through Instagram, and she's got, I guess, it set so it will show her dogs.
Cats, whales,
Eagles. You like eagles?
I love eagles.
Yeah. But she always goes with a dog. There would come a dog on the page comes up, and then she will scratch its face, which she can't do. She's just doing it on the.
I don't scratch its face.
You go, oh, you're so cute. Look at that, how cute he is.
Well, that's true. That's true.
And I'm going. He says, look at that face. That's what she says. Look at that face. Look at that face. And I'm going, it's a dog face.
And your point is?
Dogs don't have expressions on their.
Oh, yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Oh, don't give me that crap.
They do.
They all look the same.
They do not.
No, they do.
Thank you, Charlene.
They absolutely do.
They absolutely do.
Yes.
We've had many dogs and
Head position,
personality.
eye position. You can definitely tell a dog's mood by its.
If they're happy,
By
if
its
they're
face.
sad.
And they emote with more of their body, but you can definitely look at their face and tell
I
what's
can't
going
say
on.
that I ever felt my cats had a facial expression.
Yell at a dog and watch it cower.
Yeah.
The whole face, the eyes
Tail
change, the
between
ears.
its legs.
Yeah.
They'll pout when they're not happy if they want
will
something.
pout.
Well, they can't smile.
They don't have human expressions; they have dog expressions.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the dog expression.
My dog's no construction. I said, "What's wrong with the house?" He said, "Roof."
Okay, so there's an old joke. Okay, this guy walks.
That's a good one.
This guy walks into a bar.
Of course.
Here we
And
go.
he says, I have a dog here who can talk.
My favorite joke.
Well, which
Yeah,
one? There are two of them.
Well, tell me yours, and I'll see if it's mine.
You want the one where the guy goes down to the bathroom?
That's one of them. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on your punchline.
Well, this is one about the guy who he says, "I have a dog here. He can talk." He says, "He can." He says, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, well, have him talk." He says, "Okay, Fido, what's on top of a house?" And he goes, "Roof." And the bartender goes, "That's ridiculous. That's a dog barking. You know, it's not." Is okay. How does sandpaper feel? The dog goes, "Rough." And the bartender's getting a little mad at this. He goes, That's a dog. That's what dogs do. They bark. They say that, right?" The guy goes, "Okay, okay, watch this. Who was the greatest baseball player of all time?"
Oh, no.
And the dog goes, "Roof." And with that, the bartender picks them both up and throws them out onto the sidewalk. And as they're sitting there, the dog looks over at the guy and goes, "What, was it DiMaggio?"
Can I tell mine?
Oh, okay, this is the other one. This is the other one. Go ahead.
Guy goes into the bar with the dog and says, I'll have a beer and a whiskey for the dog. And the bartender says, "Well, I don't serve alcohol to dogs." He says, "Yeah, but this is a talking dog." He's not a talking dog. He says, "Look, I got to go to the bathroom. When I come back, you'll have had the conversation and you certainly will have given him the whiskey." So he goes to the bathroom and the guy's looking at the dog. He says, "You really can't talk, can you?" The dog says, "Sure, I can." So he goes and looks for a microphone or a speaker or whatever. He can't find it. He says, "My God, you really can talk." Dog says, "Of course I can talk. The guy told you I could talk. What's wrong with you?" He said, "You know what? Do me a favor." And he takes out a $5 bill. He says, "Take this $5 bill across the street to Frank's bar, order a beer, spit it out, and tell him that the beer's better at my place and come running back." Guy comes back from the bathroom. He says, "Where's my dog?" He says, "Well, he's out," and he told him the story. He says, "Oh my God, you let that dog's worth millions of dollars. You let him go." He goes out the door looking for his dog. There he is in the middle of the street humping a poodle, just going to town on a poodle. He says, "What are you doing, dog?" He says, "Hey, I've never had $5."
Oh.
Never had five what?
He said,
I've never
What?
had $5 before.
I've never seen you do that, dog. He says, "Yeah, I've never had $5."
Yeah, yeah, that's the other one. That's and I don't know which one's the funnier of the two.
It depends on the audience.
Huh?
One you can tell to kids.
You're
was
right.
Lou
You're
Gehrig
right.
anyway.
You're right.
The other one you can, but then their parents call you and go, "What's wrong with you? You're a bad uncle."
Do you want to hear the first joke I ever told? My father taught it to me. Have I done this before with you guys?
Probably,
feel
but we
like
don't
you
remember.
did, but-
Well, you don't remember that. I know for sure. You don't remember 5 minutes ago. But anyway, a princess is walking through the forest, and she happens upon a frog. And the frog looks up to her and says, "You know, I'm a handsome prince." He says, "Really?" He says, "Yes, I've been a witch cast a spell on me, and I'm a frog. But the only way I can become a prince again is if you take me home, put me under your pillow, and sleep with me tonight." So the princess goes, "Well, you know, are you real handsome?" He says, "You wouldn't believe how handsome I am as a prince." I was the handsomest of all princes. He said, "Okay, I'll take you home." She goes home that night. Who's calling me? Oh, my dentist is calling me. I'm sure they're calling me to tell me I have an appointment on Thursday. Anyway, where was I? Oh, so he grabs a frog and takes him home. That night, she puts the frog under her pillow, and the next morning, she wakes up, and lying next to her is the most handsome prince you've ever seen. And do you know to this day, her parents don't believe the story? Now, my father taught me that joke when I was like 6 years old. And he taught it to me so that when we had guests that came over, I would tell the joke. And I never understood the joke until about 20 years later. When I was telling it to somebody, and I go, "Oh, I get it."
What was the Disney cartoon of the frog that could talk or could sing?
Oh no, that was the Warner Brothers cartoon.
Right.
It's
Until
called One Froggy Day or something. I can't remember the name of the cartoon,
I love that cartoon.
but it's a whole story about the guy who finds a frog that can dance and sing, and every time he takes him to like an agent, he just croaks, you know. And then as soon as they leave the agent, hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime gal. And it's a great cartoon. And then finally, the guy is just frustrated. His life is miserable. He's lost every penny he has, and he sees a construction site, and he takes the frog and puts him in the cornerstone of the construction site. Now it's 40 years later. They're tearing the building down. The guy finds this box. He opens up the box, and there's this frog going, "Hello, my baby." He's got a little top hat. He's got a cane. "Hello, my baby. Hello, my good time gal." And he grabs the frog and he walks away with it. And that's the end of the cartoon.
You know the story of the singing canary, the guy who had a wife with horrible insomnia? So he couldn't figure out what to do, and he happened by a pet store, and the guy in the pet store says, "I've got the perfect solution." And he sells him this bird. He said, "You let that bird sing for 5 minutes and she'll be out." And he said, "But my wife hasn't fallen asleep for a week. Trust me, it's going to work." So he pays the guy, takes the bird home, sets it up. The bird starts singing beautifully, and she passes out snoring within 2 minutes. He says, "Oh my God, that's the most wonderful thing." So he reaches in the bag to give a treat to the little bird, and he realizes the bird only has one leg. He says, "What the hell?" He calls the pet store. He says, "You sold me a defective bird. It only has one leg." And he says, "Well, is your wife asleep?" "Yes." "Well, did you want a singer or a dancer?"
That's very funny. I mean, the funniest joke I know, probably I've told here in a shortened version, and that's the bear joke. You've all heard me tell the bear joke, haven't you?
Yeah, we
I
just did
did.
that one a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. That to me is it's like the aristocrats. You know the aristocrats joke. I go,
Sure.
and the whole family does horrible, dirty things to each other, and the end is, what do you call yourself? We call ourselves the aristocrats. Well, that's the joke, and they made a whole movie out of it. Penn Jillette and made a whole movie out of it, and every comedian brings his own style and his own sense to the joke, because it's a joke in which you can extrapolate, you can make it as long as you want to, you can make it as short as you want to, you can not tell it at all. And then there's the bear joke, and the bear joke is the same kind of joke. It's an operatic joke, which if you tell it, you can go on. I mean, Penn Jillette, when he would tell it at a party or something like that, this joke would take him a half hour to do. And the punchline is nothing, but it's hilarious. It's a hilarious joke. So, and nobody knows the bear joke here. Too many people know it, so I'm not going to tell it. But it is there are certain jokes that are operatic jokes that everybody puts their own spin on. And the one you were telling and I was telling are one of those jokes which, if you really want to go with it, you could take 10 minutes to tell the story, But perhaps the punchline is even funnier the longer you make the joke, because everybody's waiting for where is this going? You know.
Yeah. There's the bear and the rabbit one also.
What's the bear? I never heard the bear.
The bear and the little white fluffy rabbit are in the woods taking a poop, and the bear looks at the rabbit and says, "My God, that stuff doesn't stick to your fur." He says, "No, it's not a problem." So the bear wipes with him.
Yeah,
Those bears.
my problem is I can't remember jokes. In other words, if you tell me a very funny joke, I mean, these are a couple of jokes I do remember, but if you tell me a couple of funny jokes and I laugh hilariously at them, and I go around and tell a few other people that day the same joke, by Thursday, I can't remember the joke anymore. And I don't know why. Because there are people I know who are repositories of holding on to jokes. I mean, God knows Gilbert Gottfried was one of them, and a lot of other people I know who were just, my father used to like to tell jokes. So I appreciate a good joke, but I just can't remember enough of them.
Do you ever have one of those guys that would come back and tell you the same joke that you told him yesterday as if he didn't know you're the one who told it?
Yeah, I've had that.
There's an old joke about Pierre, the do this French accent. It's Pierre, I was the greatest artist. I painted a picture that millions of people loved, but did they call me Pierre the great artiste? No, and I made a sculpture so beautiful that it brought tears to the eyes of the dead, but did they call me the great? And he gets to the end and he says, then they don't call me the great artist, they don't call me the great chef. But you just suck one, and you can put the word in there, so we don't demonetize your thing. And they call, so that's what the joke is. So I had told that joke. It takes about 10 minutes to tell, and then a couple nights later, same group of friends get together, and we're at some bar, and there's some Jimmy Buffett cover guy doing a horrible version of those songs, and this guy decides to start telling the joke. And at the moment, the music's playing and he's telling the joke, and we're all like, this is the joke. We already heard this, whatever. And just at the break between songs, he goes, "But you just suck one, and they call me what?" And the entire room just turned to this guy.
Yeah.
It was the best.
That's a very good joke too, I might add.
Yeah, but it's old.
Yeah. So. Anyway, gee, we don't have as many people as we usually have here on Monday.
Yeah, where is everybody?
Where's everybody?
There was a plane that went to El Salvador to the concentration camp.
They may have taken a couple of our people by accident.
Yeah. Mandy's now bald and
Oh no!
being taken into custody. Yeah.
Hunched over.
Yeah.
What, do they chain them that way, or do they just tell them?
No, the story, there was a journalist there, so they get him off the plane. They're in shackles. They're knocking them over. They're smacking them. They're getting shaved. They're being demeaned and put into these cells with no mattresses.
Yeah.
And it turns out so far, I think it's 4 or 5 we've been able to confirm had nothing to do with Venezuelan gangs. There was a gay Venezuelan hairdresser.
Oh, jeez.
Who escaped being prosecuted for being gay in Venezuela. And now he's in there. There's a guy who was a famous soccer player from there. The criteria was if you have a tattoo and someone could see that you did one of these on film, you're a gang member, and therefore under the illegal act, you could be deported.
Supposedly one person had a tattoo that was just like a small little tattoo of something that meant something to him.
I've got a picture of Hegseth's tattoos and him doing that at a football game.
Yeah, he's got all those tattoos. Look him up. His whole back, I think, is done too.
But the best of the week, if you want to deal in stupidity, is the idiots in the Defense Department were using Signal as opposed to their official channels.
Oh, yes.
To talk about the attacks on the Houthis.
Yes, and a guy
in the process of it included a journalist in the inside
Atlantic magazine.
Yeah. So if you had any question about incompetence.
Well, a lot of reporters were saying, how do I get on that list?
Yeah. And to be clear, I was not on that list.
No, I'm sure you weren't.
I'm going to attack the hooties on my own
Yeah. Right.
and the blowfish.
Yes. Hello to Vernon Nunn. Hi, Vernon. What are you chewing on?
While we're
What do you,
talking,
what do
while
you
we're talking,
eating?
while we're
What?
talking poop jokes, I got a cute one.
I don't think we were telling poop jokes.
This 10-year-old was on an airplane, and this guy sat down next to her and was started talking to her about the ever after and heaven and hell, and you gotta live your life right, otherwise you're gonna go to hell. And she looked at him and said, "Do you mind if I ask you a question?" He says, "Sure." He said, "You know that horses eat grass, right?" He said, "Yeah." And so do cows. Yeah. And deer eat grass also, right? He said, "Yeah." What's your point? She said, "Well, they all eat the same grass, and yet their poop comes out different. How come?" The guy says, "I don't know." He says, "You're sitting here telling me about God and you don't know poop?"
Da, 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 da. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. And I had another joke I was going to tell, and I can't remember it now. See how fast I
That's all
forget
right.
them?
I shouldn't have deflected you.
You know, Marjorie never has told me a joke.
That's not true. You just don't remember them.
Really?
Yeah,
Tell me when you told me.
Alex.
Okay, so I just made my point. You never tell me a
I
joke.
do. You just don't remember them, and I don't remember telling
For
them that
instance, like
today.
two Jews walk into a bar and they buy it. That's the joke, by the way.
Oh,
Oh, you and Charlie are taking coffee. That's a bad sign.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
Well, we're all hooked when a guy says a joke to. They start out with a rabbi, a priest, and a clergyman walk into a bar, and from there I can't tell you a joke from there on in, but
I walked into a bar once, but the stitches weren't too bad.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna say that.
yeah. Do you remember? I mean, do you remember a lot of jokes, Andrew?
Too many.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you see, I just don't remember them. As I said,
Yeah.
they kind of go through me like, whatever through a goose.
Yeah. I was flat on my back sick all weekend, so I'm not really completely at my norm today.
Why were you on your back all weekend?
Like 102 fever and achy and
really?
Really?
yeah. Yeah. I'm just now. I didn't even go to the office today. I'm wearing a shirt so I could have a meeting online in sweats.
Oh, and he did this today, folks. Let that be a lesson to all the people who didn't show up today. This is
Like getting paid.
I'll call you right back, okay?
Okay.
All right.
We're losing somebody because they're. Oh, wait a minute.
It's
I'm
me. I
waiting.
just had a phone call.
I'm waiting.
Oh.
I thought you were going to call me back.
Yeah, let's have a group call.
Yeah, I was really.
FaceTiming me.
I wasn't this sick when I had COVID. I was out.
Really?
I slept for like 2 days.
I'll tell you, I haven't been doing it today, but we were sneezing all weekend. And I felt like I had a cold and my glands were getting swollen and, hurting and everything. And today, we haven't been sneezing today, have we, Marjorie?
I have.
You have? I haven't. But we think it may be pollen.
Yeah. Allergies.
Got over being sick for 3 weeks. I mean, deathly sick. It was way worse than COVID.
What was it, Charlene?
You know what? They tested me for COVID. They tested me for RSV. They tested me for flu, and it all came out. They all came out negative. But I was just like coughing, and my ear was infected. And then they gave me antibiotics, and then I had a bad reaction. Then they gave another one. I had a bad reaction, so it took 3 antibiotics. I just been dragging.
But they don't know what it was?
No, I guess just a bad bad cold, I guess.
I
This
think
is the
when
last-
we discovered that disease when I was a kid. It was called the cooties.
That's what it felt like. Well, I just had come back from Disneyland, so I probably did get the cooties.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
mean, but that's very interesting when you go to the doctor and they can't even figure out what it is.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah. I think in my case, it was a brain worm, but the thing starved to death. So I got better pretty quick.
Yeah, yeah. I think it might have been COVID you had.
No, I tested.
Hey,
I still had a kid.
did you apply for the administration? They might have found a secretary job for you.
Yeah, really.
No, I didn't because, he's a jackass and I wouldn't work for him.
Yeah, yeah.
He already owes me money.
Who, Trump?
Yeah.
How's he owe you money?
From a project I worked on in 94 in Brazil.
And he was supposed to pay you?
He didn't pay anyone involved in the project.
And it was a Trump
He never
project?
does.
What was a construction project? A hotel?
There was a resort being built outside of Rio in a town called Petropolis, and there was negotiations with his company to be the management, and viability studies and all sorts of work was done, and they decided not to pay.
Wow.
He never does.
Wow. Well,
Yep.
in the club, I guess. Join the club.
Yeah, I know more than I should. That's why I despise the guy.
I never got paid by Trump, but then again, he didn't owe me any money. So
I'm still wanting to meet someone who has been paid by him.
Yeah.
The only ones I know that got paid are the ones that won in civil court when he didn't pay for stuff.
Well, how's everything in Ohio, Paula? Is it getting warmer?
Well, I live pretty near Andrew, so like there must be something good about the weather because if you've been sick, Andrew, but your brain is working, so good for you.
Yeah, it's still rattling around up there somewhere.
Yeah.
I hear an echo.
But what's the weather like out there?
It's today. It's windy. I mean, it's really windy. I mean, really windy.
We got it. Yeah.
I walked outside. I swear to God, I almost lost my balance. How windy was it? That's how windy it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex, I don't know if you've heard, but here in Cleveland, pretty windy today.
How windy?
Windy in Austin too. So hey.
Windy enough that Paula called and complained about the smell of the lunch I was making. She said too much garlic.
Did you, Charlie? It's windy in where you are in Austin.
Yeah.
Wow. Is it windy here today, Margaret? I can't tell you whether it's windy. I haven't been out in a week now.
A week? Try 3 weeks.
No, it isn't 3 weeks. I went out. I had to go to something. I can't remember.
When was the last time we went for a walk? Yeah, there we go.
About a week ago, about a week and a half ago.
No.
Week and a half ago, we got ice cream. Remember that?
That was longer than that.
See, she has a loss of memory and I don't go out much. So between the two, you can't remember when I didn't go out last. But there's no reason to go out. It's windy out there.
It's cold. That's true.
Cold.
It was cold and rainy today.
Cold and rainy today, and if I take a walk, I want it to be at least, pleasurable, but.
Well, this spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a couple of crocuses and daffodils are out here.
Here's they're coming out of the ground.
Everything's in full bloom around here. It's like
Marjorie,
78.
let me explain to Marjorie. Daffodils come out of the ground.
No shit, Alex.
No, but
actually, the shit makes them grow.
He said they're coming out of the ground, but that's where they come out.
I know, but the green part first.
And look how cute that dog looks. What a smile on his face.
I give up.
And she's there.
Who wants him?
She's there with his screen. And
I'm
she's
giving
touching
him
the
away.
screen going, "Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute." It's like the dog. It's a picture of a dog to begin with. The dog isn't even there.
Who wants the bidding?
Hmm?
And who wants Alex? Who wants to start?
You're putting me up for adoption here, are
Yeah,
you?
and
Who
I'll
said?
pay for the transportation.
She'll pay the shipping charges.
Well, let's see here. Can I come visit you, Charlie?
Sure.
You got a room for me to
Beautiful.
stay in?
83 degrees, sunny. Yeah.
Really?
But windy, but very windy.
Yeah.
Everybody wants you to come to San Francisco, Alex. When are you coming out here?
Everybody, Bubs wants me to come out to.
He has actually texted me several times telling me I need to talk you into coming out here.
Yeah, well, he wants to do a show over at the this place in Mill Valley.
Throckmorton. Yeah.
Throckmorton, yeah.
Yeah, they really would like to do that. I don't know if that's feasible or not, but
Well, I mean, yeah, I'd like to go back. I love San Francisco. I don't care what it's become. He said it's not the same San Francisco you remember, but I imagine there's still parts of it, that are okay. I don't think the marina probably has changed that much.
Not really.
I don't know.
I mean, I think it would be fun. Yeah, I mean, I think you'd fill the house. I think you got enough people out here that remember and would
yeah,
want to see you.
I'm sure I would. It's not a big house though to fill. It's
Yeah, I understand.
got about 300 seats or something like that.
Oh, is that all? Okay. Oh, you could do better than that.
Oh yeah, yeah. But and I said to him, here's the thing that happens. How many people truly remember me back in San Francisco?
I think you'd be surprised.
But how many years have passed?
I think you'd be
Darlene
surprised.
remembers you.
Yeah.
When I mention that
so
I talk to you every week, they all say, "Oh my God, Alex Bennett, really? He's still alive?" I mean,
Anytime I tell anybody that I've talked to you, they'll always go, "Oh, I remember when I went in the studio audience." So, oh, this, that, or that.
Yeah.
Everybody, people remember
you'd
you
be
for sure.
surprised, Alex. I really think you would.
Yeah, but it's of a certain age to begin with. I mean,
Sure.
if I went back to San Francisco, everybody says, well, you should come back and do a radio show again and be great, and I'm going, no, because the average audience for radio, of which there aren't many, just don't remember me, don't even know I existed. Their parents listen to me.
We can get a venue that has a little extra room so people can park their walkers and stuff. So that'll be all right.
Yeah,
we can get you sponsorship. There's that home oxygen company, the Meals on Wheels.
Homes.com.
There you go.
Well, I want one of, if I can get
Better
a
white.
sponsor, I want one of
I think those guys that do that I fall and can't get up button thing are still.
Well, I think you're missing the guys who make the stair thing that goes up.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
They're a different class,
What do you mean they're a different class? How's that a different class?
They have standards.
I could use one of those, and I don't even have an upstairs.
I still don't know how you get in that freaking elevator. That thing scared the shit out of me.
Well, did it really?
Yeah, it really did. Wife and her.
Yeah, that's the beautiful part about our apartment. Once you see the rest of the place, like this horrible lobby, and then you get in this horrible elevator, and you come up to our place, and you walk in the door, and it's like, choirs start singing.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the elevator added a bit of drama. You never know what's going to happen once you go in. It's like a science fiction story.
Yes.
Have I ever been?
Plummeting was not on my list of things
Have we
to do
ever
that
been?
day.
Have we ever been trapped in that elevator? I don't think so.
No.
We've had it.
Not yet.
We've had.
Wait, I'm sorry, I have to use the freight elevator.
Oh. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, no, the elevator can get scary though, because it makes little noises and things like that.
It's 100 years old.
125 years old.
Here it comes. Here, now we got 10 people. Okay, there, Mike Chisholm.
They turned the power
Mike.
back on in Canada.
Hey kids, how you doing? Yeah, they turned the internet back on. Woo!
You had to be here for 25% less of the show because of the tariffs.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh boy. How you doing there, Mike?
Oh, you know.
What do you mean?
I'm-
Oh, I know. I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
You know what? Everything is hospital stuff right now. Like I just came from the hospital, everything bad. So it's all that. But I did have 2 nights away in Vancouver with my wife over the weekend, and that was absolutely sublime. I needed it so bad. Saw a couple things, including the Banksy exhibit, which I just absolutely loved. For those of you who like Banksy, if anyone knows Banksy,
I know Banksy.
yeah, it just was awesome. So we needed it very badly.
Yeah, well, good. And
how you guys doing? How's everyone here?
I'm okay. Marjorie's okay.
You're coming in late, Mike, so you missed all that.
I've been having an argument with her and the rest
birthday?
of these people that annals do not have a face.
Did we talk about Bird's birthday already?
What?
Yeah, we did.
Birthday? We did that? Okay.
Oh, yeah, we celebrated Bird's birthday.
If you're going to do your Don Giller impression, you need to come in even later than that. So.
Yeah, you're a little early for that.
Don will be here about 5 minutes before the show comes to a close.
We can only say his name 3 times.
Right.
Let's try it. Don Giller, Don Giller,
Don Giller. That's funny.
I know he's watching.
Yeah, probably.
He's always watching.
It's too early for him to call in.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. There's a new trailer for My Next Guest Needs No Introduction. Dave's interviewing Caitlin Clark, which should be really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Exactly.
Who's
that?
She's a basketball.
Prodigy basketball player. And
she's great. She's terrific.
Very well spoken. Probably could start a movement. Wouldn't that be great?
Well, he started out with like Barack Obama, and by the time he gets through, he'll get down to me. Oh, look who's calling. We said his name
I told you.
3 times. We said his name 3 times. And here, ladies and gentlemen,
you didn't take my warning.
It's
I love it.
Don, move your camera so that you don't, it's just not the bottom part of your face. Just, yeah, there we go.
Oh, sorry, something woke me up.
He was on military duty.
No, we said your name. We said your name 3 times.
Well, stop doing that.
Well,
I looked for Jimmy Stewart and I can't find anything for 76, 77, or 79. I mean,
really
the appearances that I have of Jimmy Stewart, that doesn't necessarily mean that these appearances that I have are complete.
Now, are these on Letterman or on Carson?
This was Carson.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was Christmas of 77.
You were in the audience, right?
Or no, in the audience for Carson, yeah. Christmas of 77 or summer of 77. I don't remember.
One's Christmas and one's summer, and you.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, I just don't remember when we were there. I feel like we were there in the summer because I know it was freezing cold when we got to San Francisco.
No, I don't doubt you. I mean, I'm not questioning.
This is something that happened on the show last week.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, no, I'm not questioning your memory. Just that what I have doesn't seem to be the one that you're looking for.
Interesting. Okay, well, that's too bad. Yeah, I'd really love to see that, and I'd love to see You're at the Top too.
I did find 2 Tonight Show appearances where Jimmy Stewart and Steve Martin appeared on the same show.
Oh, that's cool.
There was definitely no Steve Martin. I would have remembered that.
No, it was one of those. What
I was 16 or 17 years old.
For people who have just tuned in and don't understand what Don Giller's all about,
I don't understand.
He's a man who has no life at all. Okay, go ahead, Don.
No.
Hold on.
Hold on. Well, if you come across it, I sure would like to see that. It'd be really interesting.
There's December 11, 1980. Let me check that out.
What was really funny is that when we got there, my sister was only 79. She was only about 14, and you had to be 18 to sit in the audience, and they let her sit up on not the light board, the spotlight area. They let her sit up there for some reason, even though she wasn't supposed to be there. which I
Mhm.
thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Nope, it's not December 11, 1980.
It would absolutely be before 78. So it's got to be 76, 77. Those are the only two choices. That's the only
Not
time I was
not
out here.
not 75.
No, absolutely
Okay.
not. No.
I heard a pretty great Johnny Carson anecdote week, and I want to get Tom Dreesen to corroborate it if I can, because I don't know how many people on the planet can corroborate it anymore. But apparently Johnny had a hit out on him for about 36 hours. There was a hit out on his life. He had
Why?
he had made a pass at the wrong girl, and it turned out to be a mob guy's girl, and he apologized, and apparently it wasn't good enough, and they put a hit out, and Frank Sinatra got involved to try and fix it, and the whole 9 yards. And for about 36 hours, he holed up in a hotel in L.A. while they got this all straightened out. So,
Wow.
Apparently it's true, and I want to know how true it is. I thought that's a delightful old Hollywood type story. I thought,
that show was just it. That was a great show.
I had some mobsters beating up on me.
Seriously,
you did,
and Frank Sinatra saved my life. Yeah, he said, "That's enough, guys."
That's a Don
Oh,
Rickles.
Is that a Don Rickles joke?
Yeah.
It is. It
I
is.
love Rickles.
Yeah, that guy. Oh,
You've heard the story about him and Frank, right?
What?
That's my favorite story in the world. So
the restaurant?
Yeah.
That's the best story ever. Go for it. It's the best story.
Rickles is sitting in a restaurant with this girl that he just met, and he sees Sinatra, sitting at another table, and so he walks over and he says, "Hey, Frank, I'm trying to have some fun with this girl over here. Why don't you, when you're done eating, come over and talk to us? She'll be really impressed." So he goes back to the table. He's talking to her, and Frank finishes his coffee, comes over at Rickles and says, "Hey, Don, how you doing?" And he looks up at Frank and he goes, "What are you bothering me for here? I'm trying to eat. Leave me alone."
Yeah.
That's just so great. You gotta love stories like that.
Yeah.
Rickles was hysterical. I mean, he couldn't do 5 minutes in this country anymore. But
oh man, okay. So everybody who likes Don Rickles, if you there's a Spike TV. If you remember Spike TV, it was a network that was there and then gone. But
what was their purpose in life? I'm trying to remember. Was it a comedy network or something?
They were stuff for guys.
Did it try to compete?
Yeah.
It was the Guy Network.
Type thing.
It was a Guy Network. Yes, I remember it now.
It was a Spike Lee thing.
And it used to be the Nashville Network. It was, and then it became Spike, and then so they did. It's a one night only, a tribute to Don Rickles, and it was awesome. Like it was really, it was a great night. Like Letterman was on it, did a set. Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, Seinfeld killed. Oh my God, it was a really good special. You can find it online. But the best part about it for me right now is watching how many. Like there are times where at the table Don is sitting there, and all these people are coming over to pay tribute to him, and they would show it during the bumpers and commercials. At one point, it's Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby that are sitting with him. And at another point, there's Johnny Depp and Amber Heard in the crowd together. And you watch it, and it's very good, but the most entertaining part is the people all around it who are now have since crashed and burned, all in one room, all at one time. It's very, very funny.
I thought the best part was like the last 2 minutes when Don Giller showed up.
Don's curious today. Don's trying to find something.
Yeah, don't bother me.
He's on a mission.
We won't bother you. He's down in our bottom corner of our picture here, folks. He is we go to him to get information.
History.
What? Did you just find something?
December 29, 1976. Jimmy Stewart, Linda Hopkins, Dr.
That's
Lambert
it.
Smith.
That's it.
French player.
That's it. That is it.
I feel like we did some good today.
Now, the question is, do you have?
That is totally it. We were visiting here from upstate New York, and we went to yes.
You have it, Don?
That's what I'm checking.
Oh, that's amazing.
Wow.
I accept PayPal.
I'll tell you this: there's a special joy in my heart every time I receive an email saying that I have a WeTransfer link from Don Gillett. I love that.
I just love the fact that you guys know of a year at the top. That's crazy. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I mean, that's just what a strange coincidence.
That's the
remembering a year at the
the
top.
wrong
I
time.
remember a year at the top.
Yeah,
Yeah, I used to
yeah,
watch it. I used to watch it.
It was
How
only
long?
on for 4 episodes or
Yeah, but I used to
something.
watch it.
That's
All of a
crazy.
sudden I went, where did it go?
I actually never saw the episode. That's why
This
I'm
was
looking
a
for
series, by the way, in case people haven't been here in the past, that was a series that starred Mickey Rooney as the devil, I think, basically,
it. Correct.
and two musicians who really would like to just have a year at the top, and they make a deal with the devil.
Greg Evigan and
But no, wait a minute, but they metamorph. Are they both Evigan and Paul Schaefer in the beginning, or are they two other people?
yes.
I think
Yes, no,
no, that
it
was
was-
Paul's. Like that was what got Paul to leave Saturday Night Live, I believe. And then
and
over there
Mickey
with Norman
Mickey
Lee.
Rooney was only in the pilot. I think he was just here's a one-time shot.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's
And so
Norman,
that was the one I saw. I
wrong.
saw them shoot the pilot. So
You
yeah,
saw
so
them
that was
shoot
crazy.
the pilot.
Yeah, that's why I was at the pilot. Yes,
Wow.
with Mickey Rooney and Greg and what's his name?
What was the shortest lasting series of all time? It was that thing.
Oh Jesus!
What's his name? We did Laugh-In did. It was called something out, freak
Far
out. What?
Far out.
No, I don't think it was called Far Out.
No.
I don't think that
Paul
was
Lynn?
Huh?
Who?
Paul Lynn?
Paul Lynn had a couple of shows.
No, what
yeah.
it was is it was done by the guy who did
Laugh-In.
Laugh-In, and they
Yeah.
hired him over at ABC to do this thing. And a friend of mine was on the show, and he said that they did the first episode, and he went home and they ran it on ABC. And the next morning he went into office and he said it was like tumbleweed was going through the office. There was nobody there. And then somebody said, "Why are you here?" And he said, "Well, I'm here because, I'm part of the show." And he said, "Haven't you heard it was canceled?"
Jeez,
He said, "One show it was canceled?"
that's pretty bad.
But I had a friend who was canceled before the show ever went on the air
Mm.
with a double page ad in TV Guide the day before the show.
Oh no way!
And come Sunday, if you read that ad and you were waiting for this show, it didn't go on.
What show was that?
I'm trying to remember the comedian's name. He's a guy I really like too.
A San Francisco guy?
Yeah, San Francisco. Well,
It was the Len show.
huh?
It was the Len show.
Yeah,
Then
I don't think so.
What are you looking at now? What is that?
What?
It's the wrench player.
It's the guy playing the damn wrenches. See, I'm not senile yet.
What? What did you say?
I said there was Jimmy Stewart and a guy that played the wrenches, and there he is.
He played the what?
He had different size wrenches, so they have different sounds, and he played songs on them.
Oh, we thought he was playing wenches. That is a whole different sound.
Holy shit, Don! That's
turn
incredible.
on. That's it.
That is incredible.
I love this stuff. This is fantastic, Len. I'm
And
so
I
happy.
was sitting there watching that live. I mean, that was 1976. That's 50 fucking years ago.
I'm so happy for you, Len. And again, Don, you're doing the Lord's work. Which Lord?
You
I'm not
are.
sure. You are doing the Lord's work.
Send me your email address. I'll send you a WeTransfer link.
Okay, cool. Thank you. That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
We're friends on. Are we friends on Facebook?
I hope not.
Do you actually have that episode?
Yep.
Boy.
Seriously, I love watching Don work.
Yeah,
he
what's
goes
your
and looks-
problem?
Marjorie, you thought I had no life.
All right, I just friended you, Don. Now you're stuck.
Oh yeah.
You met Don, Marjorie. Remember when he came over to the house? You do remember him coming over to the house?
Absolutely.
Do you have a facial expression?
Nice little Don. Nice little Don. Ooh, what a face.
I have a very bad religious joke.
You have a very bad religion. Are we all going to hell after you tell this?
I don't, well, no, it's just and it's old one, and I'm sure you've heard it before.
Okay.
And if I can remember it, there are these archaeologists who are also priests, and they found this in a cave. They find this a biblical document,
Mhm.
and they're in the cave and they're deciphering it, and there are people outside waiting for them to find out any revelations. And suddenly, the people outside, they hear in the cave this blood curdling scream, and the priests come out, and the people outside saying, "What did it say? What did it say?" And one of the priests says, "The word was celebrate."
Okay. But no, it's not bad.
I think it's good. I
It's
like
not
it.
bad. It's just that Don suffers from a thing that I know that most people do who try to tell jokes, is that they don't remember exactly what they're about and all of that, and they stumble around with it, and then they try to go for the punchline and they forget the punchline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the punchline. Oh, great! Now I'm getting messages from Lynn. Thanks a lot.
That's me. I don't, that's like, okay, I've done stand up a few times and I'm okay when I do stories. Like I can tell stories from the stage and then I can kind of insert, what people would call humorous, little asides or whatnot. But the mechanics of a joke, I am terrible at. I'm dog shit at it. I wish I was better at it, but I'm good when I'm public speaking and I'm good.
Actually, I am. The idea of being a stand-up scares the living crap out of me. Although I used to hold comedy shows, and I would get up and do about 10 minutes of stand-up at the beginning of every show.
Yep.
And people went, "Oh, so you are a stand-up?" I said, "No." I said, "I just got up and I just ad-lib." And because I was ad-libbing to an audience that already were my fans, I could say a lot of stuff that they would just automatically laugh at. It's kind of like the time I took my mother, they did a roast for me, and my mother had to get up and give a speech about me. And she was in her late 70s at the time. And she said, "What am I going to do? I can't be funny up there like all your comedian fans and so on." I said, "Take it from me, just get up there, and anything you say at your age will be funny."
Yep.
Got up on stage, she killed. I mean, because all she had to say, "Oh, my son Alex," and they go, you know. So, there, under certain conditions, most people can get away with anything on stage, and you just
that's
learn
such
in
a
the
great
right.
experience for her at 70 years old. What an experience for her. That must have been amazing.
Yeah, that her son was that popular that they were doing a roast for him. I remember.
Yeah.
Well, the roast was put together by Kevin Pollak.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Oh, he was very, he toured the Just for Laughs comedy tour around. He was the guy, like we've had him in Kelowna, and that's the thing that you'd be really good at, emceeing a comedy night, going in between the comedy,
yeah.
with like little responses on the fly.
Yeah.
Kevin, I've heard him do that before. He's very good at it.
But anyway,
He's very funny.
Kevin organized and held the roast of me. This is when I first went to San Francisco. I wasn't even at the big station I got famous for. I was at KMEL at the time. And it was, we held it at the Punchline. Was it the Punchline? Yeah, we held it at the Punchline.
San Francisco, yeah.
We may have actually held it at the Boarding House, which was the name of the place that later became something else. I can't remember.
There's a British show on Amazon called Last One Laughing with Jimmy Carr, who's a brilliant comedian.
Mhm.
And the premise is that they put, I think it's 6 or 8 comedians in a room for 6 hours, and they can't, if they laugh, they're kicked off the show, and they're supposed to make the other ones laugh.
Mhm.
It's like 6 episodes long. I challenge anyone here to watch it and see anything that's the least bit funny on the show. It is the most humorless comedy show. It's brutally bad.
Why would we want to see it?
It's so bad that you have to see it just because you can't believe that these comedians have no game whatsoever. Make you feel better about when you tell a joke.
Is that the guy from MASH?
When I was from MASH,
Yeah.
the Monster Mash, yeah.
That's Jimmy Farr, not Jimmy Carr.
Yeah, he was the Toledo Mud Hens too, but this is Jimmy Carr. He's a really good British comedian. But after you watch this, you'll never feel bad about telling a joke in public again because you're funnier than the top comedians in England. It's really bad. I had it on when I was sick. I just had it for background noise. I couldn't believe just how unfunny these people really were.
Well, we got a note here from Brian Neary, who says, "Al." That's all he wrote.
Al?
Is it AI?
Or OW?
Oh, Al. Okay.
Al, I guess.
Maybe that's the joke.
That's the punchline. He hasn't told the joke.
No.
Yeah.
It's like Jeopardy.
Brian, I saw a
It's Jeopardy comedy.
Chevrolet Caprice Classic over the weekend. $2 hardtop, yellow with white interior. Man, it was interesting. Interior.
Yeah. Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Brian, I saw. This is somebody, Ray, telling him something.
No, Ray is the last person who posted. Brian posted before him.
Oh, okay.
What is this? Is that a thumbs down or a thumbs up?
It's a hand waving.
Oh, okay.
And I thought this would be
I
boring.
guess it's hello all. What?
I thought this would be boring.
God, there are times I just hate you.
My work is done.
Yeah. When are you coming to see us again?
When it stops raining.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to stop raining tomorrow, isn't it?
I'm working on something that I told Mike was all hush hush, so I'm not going to detail it, but it's a massive project that I need to have done in a month and a half. So I need to focus on that. And so after that,
Who does it have to do with?
that's all I can say.
Okay.
It's all you can
That's
say.
all I can say too, because I've learned my lesson.
It's a massive project. Are you being paid for this massive project?
I take it back. You are funny.
Yeah, okay. Well,
You'll if I can finish it when I need to, you will all see it.
Oh,
great.
All right. And will you put it up on YouTube?
No, I'll just describe it.
I keep asking this guy to come over to my house.
Bunch of smart asses on this
Why is
damn
that I
phone.
use the term? Is that from being old? Come over to my house. Like this is the house, is it? It's my apartment. It's actually not even my apartment. It's their apartment.
House and home, they are interchangeable though, aren't they? Come over to my house and come over to my home. Aren't those the same
Well,
thing?
I just don't know. I mean, like I grew up at a time where that thing you have in the kitchen that keeps things cold, what do you call it, Charlene?
Refrigerator.
Mm-hmm. What do you
I know what you're
call
gonna
it?
a refrigerator, but I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah. What do you call it, Charlie?
Refrigerator.
How about you, Paula?
Probably refrigerator, but sometimes fridge.
Uh-huh. How about you, Marjorie?
Icebox.
There we go.
Icebox. I haven't heard that in decades.
I still call it an ice box.
I thought you were gonna say Frigidaire because that used to be
And
another
by
one
the way,
everybody
we
used to
never had an ice box in our house, but that's what my parents called it.
Right.
say. Mhm.
That's what it was for them.
Now, I did have an ice box. I did when I moved into my apartment in the marina. The apartment had one of those ice boxes in it.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
but of course, the only way you made it work, you didn't have to have electricity in it. You just put a
Yeah,
block
they brought a big chunk
Yeah.
of ice.
and a guy would
Yep.
come and deliver ice to you. But
Yep.
I never actually had an ice box when I was a kid, but my parents called it an ice box because they did. And
Was there a bucket underneath
Not
the
only
thing?
they not only did, but they would have an iceman deliver the ice because
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
I remember my mom saying in the Depression the guy who delivers your ice had a PhD. That was her, comment on the way things were.
Man, that was a rough job too. They had
Yeah.
these tongs they would
Yeah.
jab into the ice, and then they would haul it up, 5 flights of stairs, since there were no elevators in those days.
Was there a bucket underneath the thing to catch all the water?
That was
or
a
what?
tray you had to empty because
Yeah.
the ice would melt.
Yeah, because the ice would
Wow.
melt. Yeah, you would have to do that. It was keeping food cold in those days was a major deal,
Mm-hmm.
and you had
There
to.
was
So
no
we-
self-defrosting refrigerator.
What did you call it? I forget to ask Edward Berger these questions because he only says one thing on the show.
That's right.
Edward, what did you call it?
Yeah, they called it an icebox.
Your parents.
Yeah, right.
And you called it.
Yeah, well, I called it whatever they called it.
Oh, okay. See, your parents kind of, it passes down from your parents.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Marjorie just went away. I should let you see what we have to rest on. Wait a minute. Marjorie? Are you anywhere, Marjorie?
How come it's closing in, but she's not there?
That's weird. Yeah.
She leaves at 5 o'clock Eastern on the dot every single time. Every single time we hit 5 o'clock Eastern, she's gone.
Wait a minute.
I gotta go soon too.
You got to go. Echo, announce. Marjorie, go into the bedroom. What?
Echo, erase everything that's in Alex's apartment.
Oh, it just said your thing.
Oh, geez.
Echo, announce. Marjorie, go into the bed. Oh, there she is. Marjorie, just take the camera, wherever the camera is, and move it back a little bit so people can see what you're leaning against.
I've seen it.
And they haven't seen it. Look at that. Isn't
Yeah, we love
that
that thing.
Jeez. Is that a cat?
Yeah, we love that thing.
and Marjorie, go over next to you, because on my side of the bed,
No,
show it.
no,
Why not?
because I don't want to.
Why not?
There's somebody else over there.
Kind of show.
That's right.
No, just show mine. Come on,
No.
show my kitty.
Alex,
Right,
Alex
let's
After Dark. That's what this show is.
There we go. Wait a minute.
Oh,
I have one too. Isn't that cute?
Yes.
The
brother.
I
family.
told you before, you're overfeeding them.
Huh?
Yeah.
We're overfeeding them.
Up to
Well,
the back.
anyway, listen, let's call this to a massive close. So thank you, Charlene, for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Thank you to Charlie. What does it say on your shirt today, Charlie?
Let's eat, kids. Let's eat.
Punctuation.
Comma placement is important.
What does it say on the bottom?
Lives.
Punctuation saves lives.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much, Paula, for being with us. Appreciate it. Thank you to our good friend Andrew Deutsch. Yeah, and he got here, came out of a sick bed.
Aw.
Yeah.
Get better.
I'm going back.
Get better, man.
Thank you to Len LaFrisco. Thank you to Marjorie Miller. What's for dinner tonight? Oh, we sent out for pizza and then they ordered it too early. So now it's cold and it has to be put in the.
We have to heat it up.
You want to come over and have pizza?
We're supposed to be here at 4:45 to 5:15. They delivered it at 3:15.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Vernon, thank you so much. You haven't said much today, but I'm sure,
I had a nice weekend in Florida watching the Mets at spring camp.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah, my son invited me down. He's become a really big Mets fan, so we saw 2 games and they won both of them.
Here's how much I think I know about baseball. Was it in Port St. Lucie?
The second game was, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Wow.
where the Mets training camp is in Port St. Lucie. The first game we went to was the night before, and that was the Washington Nationals home field for spring training.
Well, okay. And where
And
is
that's why Alex has a sports Emmy right there.
Yeah.
because I knew
That's
that
it.
he played in Port St. Lucie for spring break. Yeah.
Where is your sports Emmy? Break that thing out. Come on.
It's right
It's in
behind
the
him.
other room. I'll get it next time. You can see it
You should
again.
put it on the the shelf behind you.
No, it's not on the shelf behind me.
I said you should
No.
put it there so we can all see it.
Nah.
Emmy award-winning Alex Bennett.
Hey, I touched it, so there.
And
And then I touched his
and I might add inappropriately. Finally, Mike Chisholm, thank you. And big thank you to Don Giller. Always
Thanks.
appreciate you showing up here.
Len, check your email.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, goodbye, everybody. And
Thank you, Don.
to close
Thank
us
you,
off,
Alex.
here is the birthday boy, Edward Berger, to say
That's all, folks.
bye-bye.
Yay!
Next
Bye,
week.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Don.